You have to notice that if you want to run the Radiomaster 650 LE at highest power operation, like 700 watt, you will need a quite significant power supply. So this one is a very big one. It's the RSP 1500. This one is quite oversized for this Radiomaster because it can deliver maximum about 32 amps. So you can use the RSP 1000, which is largely sufficient. The RSP 1000 for .48 volt. So the RSP 1000 will be largely good for this Radiomaster. And we're going to see now how to operate with that. Now we're going to connect the power supply. So here you have two ground connection. So you can use one of the both. The other one can be used for the ground if you need another one, so it's practical. And this is the positive side. So we're going to connect it. Okay, so now we have connect our power supply. Okay? In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to connect an USB serial wire to the Radiomaster or to for example to the DSP board or other Radiomaster. So first, make sure to check the indication on the board. So here you have the 12 volt output. You don't need it. It is just to use for example, for the LCD display board. So we will not use this because we will simply use this USB serial wire. As well, here there is a red wire here. This is a 5 volt output. We don't need it because simply we don't need it. So what we will do is that we're going to simply connect the ground, the RX and TX pin. So for example, here we're going to connect first the ground here. So we're going to connect the ground. Okay, I think it's very simple. The white pin on this USB serial wire is the RX of the device. So we're going to connect to the TX of the Radiomaster or the DSP board. So we're going to connect here. Okay, and this one is the TX of this USB serial wire, which we're going to connect to the RX of the Radiomaster. Right? Okay. So now we are ready to start the Radiomaster. Don't forget to connect the antenna, of course. So we're gonna to see now how to configure the transmitters or anything you want. So as you can see, the transmitters is in standby and the red light climb. That means that the transmitters is working correctly and the transmitters are waiting for action. So let's go and see how does it work. So now we have just connected the USB serial wire and we're going to check if the driver is correctly set up. As you can see, it is the prolific one, so it's depend of what kind of USB to serial wire you're buying. And as you can see here, for example, it say that we are on the so the driver is correct, and it say that we are on port 3. Okay, so since it is on port 3, we have to use the port 3. Okay, so now we have start PuTTY, and here is the configuration examples. So we have this, we are on port 3, we use the serial communication, and then we are ready to go. So of course, so let's go. I'm gonna to open. Okay, so now we are ready, and to check if the transmitters is correctly communicated with the computer, we can send the command AT and press enter, and it should say OK. As you can see, it say OK. That means that you're correctly communicating with the transmitters, right? So this is a good point, and now we're gonna do, for example, set radio text information. So for example, we're gonna to say AT plus okay, and now we have set our station name, DJ Radios. I can also set the station name on the LCD display board as well. And now I'm gonna to set the, for example, the RDS radio text RDS information. No, okay, so I put my phone number and things like this, you know, so people can call me. Okay, so as you can see now, we have set the information. So as you can see, it is very easy. Okay, so there is many other parameters that you can control. Most of the essential parameters are set up, are controllable via the LCD display board. So, but there's more parameters that you can set up on the command line version. On the LCD display board, you have the most essential parameters. Okay, so now we're going to connect the LCD display board, and we're gonna to plug this. Okay, so here we have the power supply for the LCD display board, and here we have the RxTX of the communication device. And of course you will need to cross the RxTX with the RxTX of the transmitter, right? It is recommended to use other color wire, but you know, if you are not familiar. So now we're going to connect the audio wire. So this is the left and right channel, and this is the ground. So it is very easy. just connect like this. Okay, and here you have the MPX input if you want to use an external MPX processor, but and so you can use the ground and the MPX signals input. If you plan to use this kind of final audio device, which is normalized for about 10 dBu audio output level, the things what you can do, you can add in series some resistance with the resistor with the audio input line. Here I have put two 5 kiloohms in series, so it's about 10 kiloohms in series with the input line, which will result in a voltage divider, because I set the Radiomaster to about 800 ohms audio input line resistance. This resistor is the audio input line termination, so it's about 800 ohms. So combined with that, it will make a voltage divider, so the output level of this device will be matched to the input sensitivity level of the Radiomaster. Because the Radiomaster is made to be, the Radiomaster input level is made to be directly connected to a sound card or stuff like this. So if you want to match with this kind of device, you will have to add a resistor and as well maybe a transformer if you want to use it in symmetrical output. So as you can see, this is my simple dipole, and we're going to use it for these tutorials. And we're going to put the Radiomaster 650 LE on this antenna. Okay, so let's go. I just show you more closely. As you can see, just to notice you that the space between the mast and the dipole is about a quarter wave. In fact, the mast is acting like a reflector, producing some gain into the direction here. Okay, so yeah,